Today's video is going to be about numbers. You see, things for Wilds have been looking a bit quirky recently because reviews managed to go from overwhelmingly negative on Steam to now recent being mixed. But then you add in the fact that Monster Hunter has also been the worst sold Capcom game this quarter, and things get a little confusing. You might have watched a video from a fellow called Bellular News, which actually inspired this video. And when I say inspired, I mean I am stealing his idea. For real though, if after this video you feel like you need a little bit more information, go check out his video. It's linked in the description below because honestly, dude is way more better equipped to, actually cover this topic. I'm just a guy that plays the game and likes to talk about it. He's the real pro. Regardless, today we're going to be talking about the numbers that Wilds had at the start, the numbers that it's currently sitting at, and what the numbers could potentially look like for the future. I also am going to have a dedicated segment towards the whole debate of the soul of Monster Hunter dying kind of thing, but more on that later on. Oh, by the way, sorry to all the Swax players for the horrible gameplay they're about to see. I just tried the weapon out and I'm fell in love with it, so sorry for the gameplay in the background being absolute dog water. Okay, let's start at the very beginning and talk about sales on release. Let's take a look at Gen 5 and then compare it to our boy Wilds. So starting off with Monster Hunter World, according to this pretty little graph, it sold about 5 million copies on release. That's on that release weekend, by the way. Look at the dates below, you'll be able to find the exact figure. It is important to notice though that Monster Hunter World launched on PlayStation 5. The whole PC thing only came out a little bit later, okay? So PC sales are included, but they're just really later on. The same thing can be said for Rise, which actually sold 1 million less copies when it released on those weekends. It sold like 4 mil, which is kind of crazy, but then again, it was a Switch exclusive, so you have that. And then Wilds comes close enough to beating these two games together because it sold 8 million on release. Like, god damn. By the way, do you guys want to know something funny? Call of Duty, the franchise that's turned into something that is just complete slop and just pushes on fucking AI into their games? Their worst game sold like 25 million copies. I don't even want to show you the fucking data because it's just depressing. Anyway, despite Wilds being like the best sold game on release for Monster Hunter of all time, you look at it now and sales really aren't looking all that good. In fact, that's being pretty generous because when you look at the list of the games sold in this quarter for Capcom, Wilds isn't just at the bottom of every Monster Hunter game. It's at the bottom of almost every other Capcom game. God damn. But what happened? I mean, we had like 1 million players on PC alone on release. We had like almost 10 million copies the first week it was sold, and what went wrong? Where did things not work? What could potentially have dragged down the sales so much? It's the fucking performance issues. Come on, everyone knows the answer to that. Jesus Christ. Listen, when I saw over 1 million people playing Wilds on release, the first thought that came into my head was a lot of people are gonna drop this game. It's that unspoken rule of, oh, what's that? You tried Monster Hunter and you hated it? That's literally everyone's experience. Like, the majority of players goes through that and then they come back to Monster Hunter after watching a couple guides and shit. But you add in the game barely running on PC for a lot of people, and you add in the fact that right before that they lowered the requirements for good performance on PC, and yeah, you set yourself up for a shitstorm. You see, in Bellular's video, he talks about how there are other reasons to buy other Capcom titles, like the whole DMC animated series that they put out. And yeah, this is actually a thing. Like, do you guys remember when Cyberpunk Edgerunners came out on Netflix and then for some reason everyone started buying Cyberpunk? I mean, these things are connected. People saw the series, they liked the universe, they saw the game with the universe, and then they just wanted to play it. I mean, it's fucking simple as. It's 1 + 1 here. But honestly, I don't even think this matters. I think what's going on with Wilds is a classic example of you reap what you sow. There was already controversy about the required specs still being involved in like frame gen, which nobody really likes, especially content creators. And then just before the game launches, you say that, hey, actually, it turns out that you guys will need like lower PCs to meet the minimum requirements to run the game decently. And then when the game launches, you have ongoing performance issues for like 8 months after release with barely any patches going towards performance fixes. And yeah, again, you literally set yourself up for a shitstorm. An animated series like what Devil May Cry got would have never been enough to boost the sales and reputation of Wilds. I mean, fuck me, depending on what kind of media you get for the Monster Hunter series, it could even make things worse. It's okay. That movie doesn't exist. Fuck you, Paul Anderson. You already ruined Resident Evil for me. You ain't gotta go and fuck up Monster Hunter. Another reason as to why other Monster Hunter games would be selling more is because dude, they are just better. I'm lucky enough to afford a machine that can run Wilds and have no problems, and I love the game, but holy shit, if I have to choose between buying World or Iceborne or Rise or Sunbreak and Wilds, Wilds is losing every turn. These other games have more content, they run way better, and not to mention the fact that they go on sale for dirt cheap most of the time. I'm sorry, bro, but not even Gem is enough to pull people's attention off World when Wilds is currently basically on fire. And the numbers show it. I mean, more people have been buying Monster Hunter Rise, Monster Hunter World, and other Capcom games that are like 4 to 5 years old, if not older, while Wilds is just kind of sat there. And again, as much as I love the game, as much as I have fun with it, deserved. It fucking happens. I mean, you guys took a gamble and you fucked up. It is what it is. Whether people want to talk about it, a reliance on frame gen or the choice of engine or making the world too big or whatever, bottom line is performance doo-doo crap, and that is literally the reason as to why the game sank so low. And Capcom knew that this was gonna happen in PC because they even said that their main platform that they wanted the sales to be higher was console, which is really confusing considering like 50% of sales for recent Monster Hunter games in Gen 5 have been on PC. Even with title updates like, you know, Title Update 3 with Savage Omega coming into play, I think right now what we're seeing is the fact that Monster Hunter Wilds has reached its max audience. Like I said in the beginning of the video, people were gonna drop off anyway, whether there were no performance issues or whatever, because when people try Monster Hunter, chances are they're not gonna stick with it the first time around. So the drop-off was already expected, but then the performance issues have been so bad that, you know, people just can't enjoy the game even if they want to. And I see you guys' comments, I see plenty of you saying that, you know, Ark, I want to enjoy this game, but I can't fucking run it. And I'm within the recommended specs, so I don't know what I'm supposed to do except for maybe wait until all the title updates are done or until the expansion is out and the full game is done. Because here's the thing, man, this isn't just a Capcom issue. People are getting really fucking sick and tired of their favorite IPs or like brand new IPs that they're interested in releasing with bad performance. I mean, I'm tired of giving you guys this example, but I played the shit out of Jedi Fallen Order, but I refuse to play Survivor because, bro, they just got lazy and didn't even try to fix the performance to this day. What's happening with Wilds reminds me a lot of what was going on when Lords of the Fallen, the remaster, released, because I bought it, I played the shit out of it, I only had my first crash like 70 hours in, and even though the PvP was like completely unplayable, I still love the game. I had a fantastic time. It is like the best Souls-like that isn't from Software, in my opinion. Actually, maybe outside of Code Vein, because that game's got animated. It was the same thing back then. The game looked great, it played great, it was fun, I loved it, but bro, if everybody else can't play it, I can't convince them to enjoy it. You gotta fix the game. And bro, people really are getting really sick and tired of this shit happening because 2025, people have been spending less and less money on video games, which is not that bizarre. The current state of the gaming industry is pretty bad when it comes to this kind of stuff because the majority of games release in broken or incomplete states, and then very few release actual complete experiences, which is why you see indie titles and new studios making games like Expedition 33 and, you know, Hollow Knight Silksong releasing and absolutely dominating the market because people know that they can trust these developers. I mean, fuck, Silksong released barely saying a word about it. Yo, guys, the game releases in 2 weeks, nobody's got early access, have fun. 17 gigabytes, $20, boom, done. And I think at the Game Awards, we're gonna see a lot of very funny things because I think Expedition 33 is gonna clear out the fucking awards and gonna get Game of the Year, even though it's not my personal vote because Silksong would get that, but, you know, it's whatever, Game of the Year and that deep. And I think it's gonna be hilarious to see, like, the big devs cry out and be like, no, it's not fair, they release good games under good circumstances and we can't do that even though we have billions of dollars. All that ranting to say that the current state that Wilds finds itself in has 3 main reasons. Number 1, the bad performance is the main cause of it, but when you tie it up with the fact that older games are going on sale and they have way more to offer, and the fact that the amount of people that want to tolerate or that can play Wilds has basically been reached at the moment, yeah, no one else is going to be buying the game. And it has nothing with people saying that Monster Hunter has lost its identity, because this is a debate that people have been having for like, I don't know, 13 years. Truth be told, I think this topic is deserving of its own video, but I want to briefly talk about it here since we're already talking about shit anyway. Whenever I hear someone say that Monster Hunter has lost its identity, I hear I don't like the gimmick of this Monster Hunter game. Oh, what's this? Underwater combat? Man, this is so boring. I guess Monster Hunter's just really lost its thing. Ugh, Clutch Claw, fuck me. They managed to ruin world. I guess Monster Hunter's just lost its thing. Wire bugs? Oh my god, what is this? Arcade Hunter? I guess Monster Hunter's just lost its thing. Focus mode, offsets, power clashes, perfect dodges. Dude, I think Monster Hunter's just lost its thing. Obviously, I'm using hyperbole. There's a whole thing about gathering, the pace of the game, like, you know, the Palico being basically your babysitter on Wilds, and the Sacred having its fucking autopilot. Like, there's a lot more, but I think it's fair to dumb it down to things like this. I just struggle to understand it, man. I mean, I've played Monster Hunter 1, Monster Hunter Freedom Unite, Monster Hunter Tribe, Monster Hunter 4U, Monster Hunter GU, Monster Hunter World, Monster Hunter Rise, Monster Hunter Wilds, and they're all Monster Hunter. I'm hitting the big monster with a big weapon. I'm doing it differently, and I think some people confuse the different gimmick for something that they don't like, saying that Monster Hunter has lost its identity, and I just don't agree. There's a lot about Wilds that I don't like, fundamentally so, that I would like to see changed moving forward with the Monster Hunter formula. But because I can play the game without the performance issues affecting me, I've been having a fucking blast. I have like 550 hours in the game. I just started learning swags for the first time, and I feel like I found the new main weapon. So yeah, I don't get this point at all. I think maybe I need to make a full video about this and go into a bit more detail, because it's hard to cover such a broad topic so quickly. Plus, I don't want to take too much away from the fact that today's video is mainly about sales, not about people's opinions. It's about numbers. But with my opinion on all that shit given, let's talk about the future. Let's talk about what can be done to quote-unquote boost the sales for Wilds. Because in a world where people are spending less money and there are more games out there that outperform Wilds and have more content, even within the series of Monster Hunter, they really gotta get their asses in gear. And it's very simple. Just fix performance on PC and make things run smoothly, and I promise you, people are gonna be looking at the game differently. Obviously, not everybody will think so, as we just discussed about the whole Monster Hunter identity thing, but the people that want to play the game and enjoy it but can't, those guys are gonna love the game, trust me. Title Update 4 is gonna be very important, and I think that Capcom knows how important it will be, because initially this was gonna be mostly about CPU fixes, but they're now talking about it them being GPU fixes as well. And as much as I want to say that Title Update 4 is gonna be the one to fix everyone's problems and then everyone can enjoy the game in one go, realistically, that's very much not gonna happen. I mean, Jesus Christ, it took Lords of the Fallen like 2 years to fix their game after it had been released, to the point where it was perfectly playable, and even then you have some people that might disagree. Expecting Wilds to fix all its problems with one title update that is also bringing in new content, so the dev team is also focusing on that, is not very logical. I would say think about this as like a restaurant starter, you know? This is the first dish, this is their first attempt on actually fixing shit as they should have been a long time ago. Hopefully we're gonna see a lot more people coming in, because like when Omega came out, we saw like over 100k on PC alone, so when GOG comes out, I'm hoping to see even more people come back. And some of these people, I want them to be people that couldn't play the game before, but now they can. I don't think Title Update 4 is gonna be the last title update for the game. I think we're gonna see a Title Update 5 potentially, and even more updates dedicated towards fixing performance after that, before the expansion comes out. Because I truly do believe that this game has the potential to be the best Monster Hunter game when it's all done. I genuinely think that. I'm not even trolling. And for those of you who are still struggling with your performance on PC, do me a favor. Put your PC specs in the comments saying, Ark, my performance is still not good. Here's what my PC looks like. And then I'm actually going to send this video to the EU community manager, Jonah, who's going to point us to the right people. Remember, they are watching, they are reading. It is important for us to be honest. Don't fucking lie about your computer, okay? At the end of the day, I'm having a blast with this game. I'm still gonna be playing a fuck ton of Switch Axe, and, you know, looking forward towards Title Update 4 to play with everyone that can still play the game. And I'm hoping that the people who can't are gonna hop on, seeing these fixes, and hopefully they can have a smooth experience as well. Because I just want to hunt with everybody. That's just basically it. I'm having fun. I'm seeing people that want to have fun but can't, and I would like them to join my fun. I want everyone to hunt together and have a fucking blast. And I believe that somehow in the future, this is gonna be achievable. So thank you very much for watching this video. This is all I have for you today. Stay safe, and until we meet again.